Hi, willkommen. Oh, viel Spaß.
Moini, meine Lieben. Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, guten Tag, guten Mittag und jede andere deutsche Grußformel zum 5. Podcast von Stein auf Eimer. Heute mit Lisa und Shon.
Shon. Sounds French.
Yeah. Oui, oui.
Yes, welcome.
Lisa, möchtest du unseren Gast vorstellen? Do you want to introduce our
Yeah,
guest?
I'm gonna introduce him in German first. Und dann wird hier nur noch Englisch gesprochen. Ja, er heißt Shon Kitchen. Er kommt aus San Diego, Kalifornien. Also schon mal sehr exotisch für uns Kartoffeln hier. Er ist Captain. Er war in der Navy. 24 Jahre lang, wenn ich mich nicht irre. Und er hat einen berühmten Bruder, aber dazu gleich mehr. Okay, that's it. Do you want to introduce yourself?
That sounded pretty important right there. I mean, what I got from that was I'm a captain and I was in the Navy. And I don't know, what do you want to know about me? Like, when I introduce myself, I think you pretty much already did it in German. I'm Shon Kitchen. I'm 48 years young. So I guess that's pretty much an old man at this point. I'm not using a walker yet, but I'm looking forward to that and yelling at kids for being on my lawn. Let's see, I'm a sailboat captain, so I like to run sailboats on the weekends. It's kind of my hobby, and I give people tour guides throughout San Diego. So that's kind of nice. Get paid to do my hobby. And then recently I picked up the hobby of archery, which is also pretty fun. Nothing violent. I do it only at targets, so I'm not killing wee little squirrels or elephants or anything that's really living, unless you think that targets are alive, and then we're gonna have a really completely different conversation because that's just weird. I know. Let's see, what else do I do? I did a little bit of acting with my brother recently, so I was in a Hollywood movie that he just got done filming, and that's nice. And then in my off time, I enjoy writing. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
That's a lot of things. Where do we start? Maybe let's start with writing. Or, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask Shon if he realized that we call ourselves potatoes.
You call yourself potatoes?
Yeah, because we're German.
Oh.
Yeah, in the introduction, Lisa just said it's pretty exotic for us potatoes.
Okay, fair enough.
Did you ever write about potatoes?
I've never
What
written
did you write about potatoes?
I've never written about potatoes, but maybe in the near future I'll write a story of a potato and the potato's point of view as it's being turned into French fries. And I think that's going to be a terribly morbid story and scary for the potato. So that might be pretty frightening. I mean, you can imagine yourself getting chopped up into 30 pieces and then deep fried. Very medieval.
Okay. Do you think it will be frightening or it will be frying?
Oh, it'll be frying for sure. Yeah.
Sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah. From the potato's point of view, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or the German point of view, maybe. I don't know. If you're calling yourselves potatoes.
Every time someone talks about harming a potato, we get existential angst, and after this, all this, I will, maybe I will pull my blanket over my head and cry for like 3 hours or something. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Don't cry. No, that's sad.
And afterwards, for all our hearers, we put a disclaimer audio disclaimer on this podcast. No potatoes were harmed during this.
In the making of this podcast.
The making of this podcast.
So I don't know why you guys call yourselves potatoes, is it because a potato is considered to be like complex carbohydrates, and that's used for long-term energy, and you guys are very energetic in Germany? I don't know. Maybe that's it.
It's just something that everybody eats a lot of here.
Oh.
Like everybody eats potatoes. Like we have potato salad, mashed potatoes. Potatoes are pretty versatile.
Yeah. I like mashed
And
cauliflower.
so,
Have you had mashed cauliflower yet? It's almost exactly like mashed potatoes. It's amazing.
yeah? No, I've never had it, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
So tell us about your sorry, your new story.
My new story.
If you wanted
So
to.
right now I'm in the middle of writing a story. I heard the song "Zombie" by the Cranberries, and I'm like, and you know when you like close your eyes and you listen to a song and you get an image in your head, and this is kind of like the image that you feel every time you listen to that song. Well, in my mind, I was in a pub, and I haven't really identified where the pub is. I'm kind of thinking I go to Scotland because I like Scotch, and maybe put it in a Scotland like Edinburgh, where it still has cobblestone streets and stuff like that. But anyways, this girl comes into the pub, and she's dancing, and I go into how I'm just mesmerized with her dancing to this song, and it's almost like her dance is painful to her, like she's remembering something painful in her life. So in my memory, when I listen to that song, I picture this girl dancing on the stage, and she's remembering something that was terrible in her life, and that's kind of where it starts off. When she leaves the bar, I'm so entranced with this female that was dancing that I completely lost track of where she was or anything like that, and I ran out into the street, and it was a super foggy day, and I was running across the cobblestones trying to follow her, and she grabbed me from a dark alley, and she bites me, and she's a vampire. So she kind of like allured me with her charm, and yeah, so that's kind of where it all starts off.
And what's the story called?
So I originally called the story Zombie because of the song Zombie. And I'm kind of trying to take a different approach as to the undead. And so what I did was, I've got 3 chapters done. I'm on the 4th chapter now. The way that the book is kind of rolling out, I didn't really like the name Zombie for the book anymore. So I've changed it to the undead, and chapter 1 is Zombie. And then chapter 2 is Vampire. The thing that's different about my version of the undead is they don't necessarily, like zombies don't eat brains. Vampires don't drink blood. Ghosts don't, whatever ghosts eat. What do ghosts eat? Whatever. They don't eat it. So what they eat in my book is they eat, I know. In my book, what...
Ghosts are normally into pottery.
Yeah, the ghosts eat pottery. That's right. Like Demi Moore and Ghost. Patrick Swayze. I think like we need to have a moment of silence for the Sways. Hold on. Let me just... I miss you, Sways. All right. So, in my book, I don't like the idea of vampires or the undead eating flesh necessarily. What they eat is emotions. And so they feed on emotions. And so in my story, I like to describe what emotions taste like. And so when a vampire comes in, a vampire can eat or feed on all of the emotions. And so as they're kind of going past a person that might be, 2 people might be kissing in an alley. So now they're going to feed on that emotion of love or emotion of lust or whatever that may be at that time. And so I'll try and describe what the taste of lust is, or what the taste of hate or vengeance or revenge would taste like. Normally in my book so far, the way it's rolling out is all of the good emotions like love and passion and happiness. They're all sweet, like caramel and cinnamon and stuff like that. And then when you go into the darker emotions and whatnot, it's more of like a rancid taste, rotten meat, raw chicken, things like that. So it's like got a bad taste in your mouth. Maybe that's where that that saying comes from. I got a bad taste in my mouth about this, because like it's not going to turn out good, and maybe at some level we're actually feeding on those emotions that people are casting off. I don't know. My mind's kind of twisted. That's just the way it works.
I think that's a cool concept. Yeah, the concept is pretty unique.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just thought about chapter 4, 5, or 6. You can call it Germans, and when it's all nice and cozy, they just eat sweet potatoes, and when it gets nasty, they eat potatoes.
And when it's bad, they have raw potatoes, and when it's good, they have sweet potatoes with pie and mushrooms, and not mushrooms, but I like mushrooms. But I don't think that'd be a neutral emotion. That's just kind of like, yeah. In
Germany, we don't say, "Girl, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're just an enormously attracting woman." We say, "Wenn du eine Kartoffel wärst, dann wärst du eine Süßkartoffel." or in English, we say, "If you were a potato, you were a sweet potato." And afterwards, we wink at them, and normally, that's how German chats are born.
So I'll try this. I'll try to pick up on a girl in Germany. Dang, you are one sweet potato. No,
you forgot to wink.
Like, oh, I forgot to wink. Crap. Okay, hold on. Cut. Dang, you are one sweet potato. See the way I kind of curled my mouth with it on that? It's like I was really forcing the wink. Yeah, I don't like that. I think
You look like you're having a stroke.
I know, right? It's my old man syndrome. That's what it is. Like right on the edge of having a stroke. And maybe I'm closing one eye because like I'm super drunk and I'm like.
Yeah, it's endearing.
Yeah.
That's what sells it,
I just realized
I just found my first white hairs. I'm becoming gray.
Gray is a dignified.
Yes.
Gray is a dignified color.
Over here.
Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law, he's a tour manager for Muse, and he's gray all the way across. Like beard's gray, hair's gray, and he's been that way for years. And he's my age, and it just looks dignified.
Yeah, like George Clooney.
Yeah, or Steve Martin when he was 20. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like my grandfather when he was 30. I have bad genes, so
yeah. There you go. It's all good. But I've never seen a gray potato, so I guess I'll just have to wait that one out.
Moldy potato.
Or Google it. Google gray potato, and then like it'll come up with I don't know a good German man's name with gray hair.
Wilhelm.
the name of my grandfather.
Is it?
No,
Yeah, it's the name of my grandfather.
Nailed it.
But there are red potatoes in Germany, and they're not sweet potatoes. They're normal potatoes, but they are red.
They have red hair.
No, they don't have red hair. They have
Ginger.
Freckles.
I want to say flesh. They have in Germany we
Skin.
say Fruchtfleisch, and it's like fruit flesh.
Fleisch.
And not like flesh flashing, and more like flesh, skin flesh.
Oh, skin
Meat.
flash.
potatoes? I don't know.
I think my
Well,
shirt.
this is interesting.
I
We're
think my
just talking
shirt
about
is
potatoes.
just a little bit darker color than Lisa's lipstick. It's really close.
Yeah.
You need like a darker shade, and it'll be like the maroon. And I always feel like, because this is a V-neck t-shirt, I feel like I'm a doctor when I walk out into public. People look at me and they go, "Oh crap, that dude's a doctor." At least I know I'm safe. I'm not going to die right now. You know? Do I look like a doctor?
You look like a captain.
Like a
Tell us more about being a captain.
a captain?
The transition.
Like it.
The transition master. I'm the transition master.
Okay, so when I was in the Navy, I drove the really fast boats of the Navy, and so the fast boats, they would go. I don't know how to changed the speed to kilometers. I think it's just about double.
Yeah.
So it's 70 miles an hour is how fast these boats would go. And the Navy said, we want you to learn how to sail. And they wanted me to learn how to sail because I'm a better captain if I know how to sail and just basically operate all types of boats. And so they wanted me to learn how to be a sailor. And so the problem with that is when you're going from a 70 knot boat, you go down to a sailboat that only does like 7 miles per hour, you know, so it's literally 1/10 the speed. So slow. But I found a certain passion in, are we allowed to get poetic on this? Because I might get a little poetic.
Sure.
I don't want to see tears crying. Lisa, your makeup will run if you start to cry because this is going to be pretty beautiful. All right. So when I'm on a sailboat, I found a passion for sailing, and it wasn't about going fast. It was about shaping my sails perfectly so that I can harness Mother Nature's breath to power my boat. So it's about becoming one with Mother Nature. I read her wind, I read the currents, and I capture that to power my boat. And so don't cry on me. I'm a sympathy crier. Don't cry on me because I'll cry with you. Don't cry on me.
Oh, I'm getting so emotional.
I love you, Mother Nature.
Oh.
But yeah, so it's about shaping your sails perfectly to harness Mother Nature's breath. And so it's a lot like surfing in a way, where surfers, they'll go and sit on the beach and they'll watch the waves. And they'll watch it for a good 30 minutes. Then all of a sudden they go, okay, I know where I need to go out into the ocean. I know where I need to be when I go and catch the perfect wave. I know about how many sets come in before the good waves come in. And they read all that, how the wind's affecting the water and whatnot. So for me, instead of catching waves, I'm catching wind and current. And I'm doing it with not a 6-foot surfboard, I'm doing it with a 40-foot sailboat. And I have to protect all the people on board, like up to 12, which can get crazy because then you get bachelorettes on board. Wow, and that gets crazy.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened on a boat? On your boat?
Craziest thing that ever happened on my boat. Okay, so this one time, this is always a Wednesday according to Dane Cook. Back in the day, we were getting underway. There was 2 boats going out. There was a bachelor party on one boat and a bachelorette party on my boat. And the girls, they come on board, they're already drunk. The guys get on board the other boat, they're already drunk, which is fine. It's a 3-hour sail. So as we're sailing through the bay, I'm coming back into the bay and I see the bachelor party coming out, and we're kind of like heading straight for each other. And not that we're going to run into each other because I know the other captain and we know how to sail next to each other, but we're coming next to each other and I go, hey ladies, that boat there's the bachelor party. And the bachelorette yells, we should flash them. And I'm like, well, you really don't have to flash them. I'm just saying that's the bachelor party and you're a bachelorette party. Let's just make a bunch of noise. And the bachelorette or the bride-to-be was like, no, we're all flashing them. And I'm like, all right. So this happens. So as the 2 boats pass, the 12 girls on board, they all lift their shirts and flash the guys on board. Well, naturally, as the boat passes, the guy's boat turns around and starts trying to chase us. Okay, obviously. Well, 5 minutes later, the girls are like, why are they following us? And I'm like, well, because you flashed them, and that's what guys do. And so they were kind of like, whatever, that's creepy. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know, whatever. So then they said, well, they realized that it was the same company. And they said, well, wait, are they coming in at the same time as us? And I said, yeah, they're coming in at the same time.
So,
is it? Wow.
Sorry, just had to take my background to catch the emotion on the feeling.
I think I see a wiener in there. I think there's a guy pulling on a wiener in there. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just went from 6 to midnight. That's to mid. So the girls were worried about the guys pulling into the pier at the same time as we pulled in, and I told them not to worry about it. When you get off the boat, just tell the guys that you want to hang out with them, but we can't right now because we're on a time schedule. So we need to get to our next appointment, which is getting our nails done or whatever, a hair appointment. Just make up a story for that. It can even be you got massages going on. But what you're going to tell them is you want to meet them at the bar down in Pacific Beach called Matador at 10 o'clock tonight. And they said, why would we tell them where we're going? And I'm like, you're going to tell them that because you're not going there. You're going to tell them that because that's a gay bar. And so all those guys, I would imagine, went to that bar and were, they clearly were not gay. And not that that's a problem, it's just they went into that bar and they were probably really uncomfortable. And I think that that's funny that they were making these girls uncomfortable, and then it just kind of turned around on them and they realized that they got thrown on. So that was pretty crazy.
Then they just said the same thing as you said around 10 seconds ago. I think I see a wiener in there.
I think I see a wiener. At least 4 of them were pretty excited about being in there, I'm sure. And that's fine. Let them be excited.
What are you drinking there?
So this is Fireball. It's a cinnamon whiskey. I'm just kind of sipping it. I think it's making me hot. I mean, hot temperature wise, I already am hot. Like, devilishly good looking. But I don't like to brag. We'll switch to beer for a minute. Oh, is this my time for a plug? Bud Light, an American light beer.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
I have to say this every time. The guys are always like, and today's sponsor is, we never have any sponsors, but that's fine.
No, but if I was
she's lying. You just earned us $20,000 that we don't share. We don't share.
That's fine. So what
I accidentally went to a gay party once.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
I was confused, but it was fun. People were nice.
I have a lot of gay friends that are in San Diego, and normally when you're in a pub or a bar or whatever you call it in Germany, a potato spot. They and like if a gay person comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, can I buy you a beer or whatever?" And I'm just kind of like, "Hey, man, like, yeah, you can buy me a beer, but I'm a breeder or I'm a straight shooter, so I mean, like, I appreciate it, but I don't want to steer you down the wrong path," kind of thing. And usually they're just kind of like, "Oh, cool, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you." I'm like, "I'm not offended. I'm actually kind of flattered because if a gay guy's hitting on you, you're probably pretty damn good looking." And so,
you know the way. Damn, boy.
Like, what up? And like shit. Yeah, and so that's pretty much. I mean, I can't tell you how many gay people I turn down a day. So, because of my devilishly good looks, it's like I walk down the street and 4 or 5 of them are throwing money at me, and I'm like, "No, guys, seriously, keep your cash. I love you guys. You're awesome, but gotta move on." So.
It's like you working at a sausage factory. You're drowning in the wieners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason why I became a sailor and a captain, because when you're on a boat, it's not that easy to drown in the wieners.
Well, we have a saying, it's what happens at sea stays at sea. And so, not a lot of women on a boat, as in none. So, yeah. And with that, I'm going to take a shot of Fireball.
Oh, you're also whale watching, right? On the boat?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is word for word what I've said this so many times because I've been a sailboat captain for 5 years, and I say this every time pretty much word for word like this. So every single year, January, February, and March, we get 20,000 gray whales that swim a 10,000 round-trip migration from Alaska to Cabo San Lucas. They're going down there to give birth to their calves. And what's nice about this is they come within 1 mile of San Diego's 70 miles of coastline. So we get to go out there and we get to sail right next to the whales. Period.
You heard it here for free.
For free. So it is pretty cool.
Yeah,
an
awesome.
adult gray whale is about 40 foot in length, and my sailboat's 40 foot in length. And so what's kind of cool about that is sailboats don't make a lot of noise, right? They're just they're running off the wind. They're just kind of going through the water. The bottom of the sailboat's a darker color. It's to kind of like cut down the amount of algae that grows on it and whatnot. Whales, 40 foot in length, they look up at me and they go, "Huh, I wonder what that whale's doing." And that's what I think in whale mind is going on. And so normally what happens is when I'm sailing out there, they come a lot closer to me than they will like a motorboat that's making up all this noise. Coast Guard regulations tells me that I'm supposed to try and stay away from the whales at all times. I'm not supposed to be in front of the whales. I'm not supposed to scare the whales, kind of thing, because we want them to naturally migrate as they do. But if I make 2 or 3 turns and that whale's kind of following me around, I just stop and I just go in a straight line, and they usually just end up swimming next to me. So what's kind of cool about that is you'll get this whale that surfaces 5 to 10 feet away from you, so really close. And a lot of times when they come up, they shoot water a good 20, 30 feet into the air, and that water or mist comes across you, so it's almost like getting a kiss from the whale. I know that's poetic again, so guys, like, keep your emotions in check. We all know this book that I'm writing, I feed on emotions, so like, might be a little far for me to feed on your emotions, but it was pretty beautiful. A kiss, kissed by a whale. I know.
Kissed by a whale.
Yeah.
Catching the breath of Mother Nature.
Yeah. Very majestic beast. Very majestic beast. I absolutely love them. That, and when the whales come around, a lot of dolphins come around. And so I've sailed in pods of like 150 to 200 dolphins that just sit around you and hang out. If you get a chance, get on Instagram and follow Sail San Diego, and you'll see some videos of people sailing with dolphins and whales. That was the Sail San Diego plug.
Yeah.
So Sail San Diego Instagram, and that's the name of the company I sail for.
Hell yeah.
And Fireball.
We just earned another $20,000.
Ching ching.
Brought to you by Fireball.
Brought to you by Fireball.
Did you ever thought about being a farmer?
A farmer? No.
Yes.
So a farmer, it said you need to have like a green thumb, and my thumbs are black. So when it comes to farming, no. Like, I am no good at growing crops. Potatoes maybe.
Okay, but you can harvest potatoes. Tonight you can harvest potatoes.
I can harvest a potato. Yeah. When I hold potatoes, I just kind of hold them like right in there, and I imagine eating a carrot while holding my potatoes. Is that weird? Like, that's you.
Are you flirting with me?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Do you want to plug your new movie, your Hollywood movie?
Do you want to talk about how that came about?
So, I really don't know what my right and left lateral limits are for talking about the movie, because it's kind of like you're under contract, you know. I can tell you that it's a movie that my brother wrote and he directed, and it's a coming of age movie, so a lot like the Goonies in a way, where you have kids that are like underage and they're kind of going out on these adventures. And my brother wanted me in there because of my military expertise, and so I went and so he asked me to come in. I had some speaking parts, which was nice, and so it was fun. I actually really enjoyed the experience. I've never seen the backside of a movie being filmed, and so it was really enjoyable in the fact that, like, I related it a lot to the military, because obviously the last 24 years I spent in the military, I understand it very well. And when you go and you train until you get it right, and then right when you get it right, you practice right 30 more times, because practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. You can practice something wrong all day long and you're only going to be getting it wrong at the end of the day. So you practice until you get it right, and then perfect practice makes perfect. And so I understand repetitions really well. And so on a movie set, when they're filming, they say, okay, back to step one. You go back to step one, and then it's like, okay, and action. And you refilm that over and over again. And that repetitive motion in several different recording areas was really wonderful to me. Like I really wanted to get everything right, especially since it was my first day on set acting. My brother was there, so I mean, it's my brother, so I don't want to screw things up for my brother in his first major motion picture. And then I'm sitting there on set with famous actors like Casper Von Dien from Starship Troopers. He was Rico, and so I was working hand in hand with Casper, and so yeah, it was just a really enlightening experience for me, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Right now I'm kind of looking at like getting my SAG card so that I can actually go and work in Hollywood some more if that becomes an opportunity. So working on becoming a member of SAG, and then whatever that comes with, just be an affiliate and help out however I can, you know. Yeah, super fun experience. If you ever get the chance to do it, I would highly recommend it.
Sure.
I would just connect with you on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Another 20,000 euros, dollars, $20,000.
Well, you're
I
on
would
the
just
right
connect with you on LinkedIn.
You're on the right step. You're already recording podcasts, and you're interviewing really good-looking people, and you're not just limiting it to potatoes. I mean, you're reaching out and you're trying to get other cultures involved, and you're actually lowering yourself to my level and speaking English instead of doing this all in German. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. Do you want to tell us about your brother? Like, I don't think we've said it before, but maybe you can say it best.
Okay, so my brother, he's 3 years younger than me. Most of the world knows him as Tom DeLonge because that's his name, Tom DeLonge. He was obviously the lead singer and guitarist for Blink-182. He's also branched out and done a couple other projects. Currently, he's on Angels and Airwaves. You know him as in the project for Boxcar Racer. Personally, I'm really excited about the new Angels and Airwaves coming out. He's played me a few tracks. Obviously, it's exclusive to me because I can't share them with people because we need to let those come out in time. He actually just today sent me a video of his, like a clip of his new music video that he's putting out. And I mean, I don't know if you guys were a fan of Boxcar Racer or not, or if you're a fan of Angels and Airwaves, but I can tell you that if you're a fan of both Angels and Airwaves and Boxcar Racer, you're probably going to really like this new Angels and Airwaves album that's coming out. I'm overly excited for it. I'm actually looking at trying to get a list of where he's going to tour when this album comes out so I can go and like ride the bus with him for a couple shows. Just because, like, you know, as everybody, watching the show in person is significantly better than just hearing him on a radio or wherever, you know. So really excited about that.
When's it gonna come out?
I'm not sure I haven't really asked him when the new album's coming out. I know that he's making a lot of pushes for it to come out. He hasn't even really released when the movie's coming out yet. So, I mean, they obviously have target dates. They don't have a trailer for the movie. We're done filming. They're in editing. So, yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm really excited for all the projects that Tom's got going on right now. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see you in the movie. Maybe we can go to the movie theater here and see you.
So, yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good actors. I don't know if you know who Richard Kind is. I promise you, if you look up Richard Kind on the internet, you're gonna go, holy cow, I absolutely know who that guy is. Really big actor, absolutely wonderful working with him on the movie. He's in the movie as well. And then so yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie coming out. Yeah, exactly. See, I told you you'd know exactly who it is. Yeah, watching him act in person, it was actually pretty awesome. Like actually seeing it on set, watching them cut and re-go, and then like the amount of memory these people have to have as an actor is, like, for me, it's just, I'm just sitting there going like, holy cow, this is amazing. Like, they do an entire page of monologue like it just rolls off the back of their hand, you know. It's like whatever, and they just throw emotion into it, and I'm like, I remember talking to Richard Kind and saying like, holy cow, man, that was, I mean, I know you've heard it from other people, but like, I almost cried just now watching you do that because that was that amazing, you know. And so it's it's pretty good, you know.
It's impressive.
So
I've just watched theater kids or drama students rehearse, but yeah, they have to memorize a lot of stuff and then put emotion into it, and
Yeah.
I'm just checking out the Internet Movie Database entry for your brother, and it's pretty funny because he it looks like he has such a big credit for showing up on 68 shows or 68 movies, and all like Writer, all the small things. Writer, all the small things. Writer, all the small things. Writer, I miss you.
Yeah.
Writer, all the small things. Writer, all the small
So
things.
my brother didn't want me to bring this up, but like ever in the life. But when we were kids, he wrote all the small things, and it was a coming to Jesus moment. Like he was kind of just unleashing something off of his chest and just letting me know that I wrote this song, all the small things, and it's about my dick. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm like, hey man, it's all good. And then we hugged, and I kind of pat him on the back, and I said, it's okay, brother, you'll be fine. And so, yeah, hey man, if he can tell people in a music video that I smeared myself with peanut butter and I was calling for the dog to come to me, then I can definitely tell him that he has a small dick on any podcast.
You're allowed to say that.
Yeah, I think
You're
so
allowed
too.
to roast him
Yeah, I can roast him here and
for the rest of your life.
He did say that.
But was it first date?
Well, technically, Mark said it, but
Yeah.
but yeah.
You can roast Mark too. What do you have to say about him?
Mark, I like Mark. Mark's a good person. I mean, I'd love to see Blink get back together again. I don't know. We'll just see how it rolls out. Just one of those things, you know.
It's one of those small things that would make me really happy.
It's a small thing. I mean, it'd make millions of people happy. But I just, I don't know. I really like the direction of Angels and Airwaves right now, and so I don't know. I want more people to jump on board with Angels and Airwaves. You know, if that makes sense. I mean, it's not even my band, but when I hear it, I'm just like, oh, if more people jump on board, we'll get more of this music, and then it'll start getting that upward trend of, you know, really getting out there and progressing the way we want it to. Who knows? Maybe even to Muse level. No, I mean, Muse is a really good band, right? Like, let's just face it, it's like the #1 world band right now. Behind.
You roasted him, and now you're plugging his band.
I know. I do kind of like do that. When I was a kid, I would tell Tom that his band would never amount to anything, ever, because he sucks. And I don't know. Like, I look back at that, and I'm like, that was kind of a mean older brother thing to say. Or
That's
was
a big
it?
move.
Yeah. Or was
Maybe
it?
it motivated him. I don't know.
Yeah, negative reinforcement, right? So I tell him that he sucks and he'll never ever amount to anything because he's a piece of shit and he'll never make any money on this. And then was that too hard? And then he goes and turns it around on me and he's like, "Yeah, now what?" And I'm like, "I knew you can do it." And I walk off and he's like, "Fuck! You did that for me the whole time." So I don't know.
You always said, "Damn Tom, you have a pretty small dick." And afterwards he said, "Man, maybe I can turn this into money."
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes and tells the entire world that I smear my peanut butter all over my body and call for dogs.
Come get the Skippy.
Come get the Skippy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Do you remember what it was like when he was a kid and starting to learn an instrument?
My God. Yeah, I absolutely remember. I remember because it's a part of my PTSD. So yeah. So he was. I remember one song vividly because he had come in and he would sing it every now and then, and it was like I remember the words vividly, and it was Japanese Friend. And so I'm gonna sing it for you, and like I hope my brother one day sees this because he's gonna laugh his ass off and he'll forget that he sang that song. But when he was learning his guitar, he got this crappy little it was an acoustic guitar that I think someone found in the trash and gave to him that was that crappy. And then he went and got it restrung, he kind of got it fixed up and stuff, and then he started learning how to play guitar, and then he'd come in and be like, Sean, dude, I learned a new song. And I'm like, it's gonna suck, dude, why are you in my room right now? And he's like, oh, you gotta listen to the song, I'm like, you got 5 minutes, all right, and then get the fuck out of my room. Okay, and so he comes in here and he goes, hold on, I gotta regain my memory real quick. Okay, don't judge me on my singing. My brother's the artist, so. All right. Oh, here we go. I need my microphone. Standing here in the snow, waiting for the mailman. All my chest hairs froze and they shattered when they hit the ground. But I'm gonna stay here till the mailman gets in, 'cause I love my Japanese friend. Yes, I love my Japanese friend. Cold snow piled to my nipples all around. All my chest hairs froze and they shattered when they hit the ground. But I'm gonna stay here till the mailman gets in, 'cause I love my Japanese friend. Yes, I love my Japanese friend. That's all I remember.
That sounds like a whole song.
Yeah. The microphone does
You
it for
should
me.
join him on tour next time.
Hey. Where's
You
that?
should perform that song.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I heard this song before, and I just wanted to Google it, and the first result was Tomodachi.
Vodashi.
What?
Tomodachi. Tomodachi
The
is
monarchy?
Tomodachi is Japanese for
It's Japanese.
no, not the monarchy, not the monarchy. Tomodachi is Japanese for friend. Just thought that I will find the song, but because I'm dumb, I didn't thought about.
So
Googling
if that
Japanese
song,
friend.
Sounds like Old Link.
if that song ever got anywhere, it would be on the old tape that I probably have in my Blink box in the garage. Because I do have a box in the garage of all like Tom's memorabilias. It's called the Blink box. There's a bunch of VIP passes that I had when I went to shows. Picks, drumsticks from Travis. I think I have a drumstick from Scott Rayner. Old CDs, old albums like We Came to Conquer Uranus. I figured you guys would like that one.
We do.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a butt joke. And then and there's an old tape called Fly Swatter, and I don't think it ever made it to vinyl, and I definitely don't think it made it to CD. But Fly Swatter is it, and it might even like the Vandals released a long time ago the album Buddha, and it has a lot of old songs on that. But if it was on anything, it'd be on Fly Swatter. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever listened to it, if somebody uploaded it to YouTube or something. But
Yeah.
I think I've listened to something from Fly Swatter.
I don't think he ever put together Japanese Friend.
No, I've never heard that one, but it sounds like very old Blink. I like it.
He actually wrote that before he met Mark and Scott. So the first person he actually met was, if I remember this correctly, he met Mark's sister first, and Mark's sister realized that Tom and Mark were pretty much the same person, and yeah, maturity-wise, of course. So their maturity level was at the age of 5, still talking about pee-pee potty jokes, and which my maturity today still hasn't really gone much past that. It was we probably all know, but it's fine. I'm working through my issues. I'm talking to a psychologist. But they met each other and then they started.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
The first step is admitting it.
Before the recording, Lisa said to me that I should think about some German words that I can tell you, so you can repeat them.
Oh yeah.
The first words I had in mind were Pimmel.
Wait.
The first word I had in mind was Pimmel.
Can you guess what that means?
What is a Pimmel?
Pimmel? Well,
Pimmel.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat the question? Can you formulate it in a sentence?
Dear Sean, can you tell me what is a Pimmel?
It's a platypus.
no, it's not a platypus.
That's not, because platypus is probably platypus, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's Schnabeltier.
Oh.
German word for platypus is Schnabeltier.
Of course. Schnabeltier.
And do you know Phineas and Ferb, the Disney show?
Yeah.
There's like Perry the Platypus.
Yeah.
And in Germany it's Perry das Schnabeltier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll bet he's very organized. The platypus.
No, not really.
It's super organized,
It's
ridiculously
all
good in
German
engineering.
shows get rewritten just for Germans.
Yeah.
So they are not. Perry the Platypus is not going after Heinz Doofenshmirtz because he's evil. He's going after him because he didn't fulfill the DIN norm for building a new Enator.
Oh. I would like to think that Perry the Platypus in Germany is very, very organized, He's a straight-A student and drives an Audi to school. Yeah, das Audi.
And that's what he does.
I think I would say das Audi. Is that right? Does that make it? I don't know. For some
Der
reason,
Audi.
da Audi.
Der Audi.
Da Audi. I want to thank on behalf of America. I know I'm not the spokesperson for America, but in my little mind, I want to go ahead and thank German engineers for Audi, because I drive an Audi and I absolutely love it. And so thank you, Germany, for producing such a great car.
You're welcome. On behalf of all of
And
Germany.
I can just say,
Kashing! Another $20,000. Here comes the money! Here comes the money! Money, 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 money. Okay, sorry. Sometimes it just kicks in. When I'm not doing this, I work as a banker, so that's just my...
This is his outlet.
Yeah.
So is that word a fruit?
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit? Is it a plum?
Yeah, it looks a bit like an eggplant.
Is it an eggplant?
No.
no, it's the German word for dick, or one of the many German words for dick.
Oh, for dick.
Yes,
As in male genitalia.
Yes.
yes.
Huh. Yeah, so I was way off.
Is it a fruit?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So
We
what's
have
the
so many words for dick. We have Pimmel, we have Schwanz, we have
Schwanz?
penis, we have
I like Schwanz.
Pillermann. Do you like Schwanz?
Well, hold on. That came out,
Yeah.
and now that I think back on it, I can see how other people in the world would be like, Shon Kitchen just said, I like Schwanz. Which, if they just cropped that one piece out and repeated it, I like Schwanz, I like Schwanz, I like Schwanz, you know, it's going to really look bad for me. So, fuck it. I like Schwanz. I like the word Schwanz. I think I want to refer to my female. I'm going to name my Schwanz Schwanz. It's like, hey, what's up, Schwanz? And he's going to be like, I just woke up. What's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Should we go out and party? Like, yeah. Sounds like a good idea, Schwanz. And then Schwanz and I go out party.
I have an anecdote out of my life. A few days ago, a good friend of mine visited me, or a female friend, and she's on Tinder at the moment. And I just wrote every guy she had in her not written list, or the matches where she hadn't, where somebody written, you know what I mean. And I ask every one of them if I forgot the English word. I just asked them if they drink pineapple juice.
Yeah. I know where you're going with that.
I ask every one of them if they drink pineapple juice, because she just dates men of taste.
Yeah.
Oh, but it
Or
works.
in Germany we say, trinkst du Ananassaft? Denn ich date nur Männer mit Geschmack.
I call it the sex pee. And so if you drink a lot of pineapple juice, it turns your sex pee into a sweeter flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I should do that next. Maybe I should drink a gallon of
Did you
pineapple
become a
juice and taste my sex pee.
Did you become a seaman because you're an expert in semen?
I'm an expert at placing semen. Yes. That's how you become a captain.
But-
You know where to place your semen.
Okay, but it comes in handy that you're such a bad farmer, because when you're good with semen but you don't have a green thumb, then
Yeah.
you
You can't really plant the seed.
Never mind.
I'm with you. You can't plant the seed. Yeah.
But nothing grows.
Nothing grows.
Oh, too bad, man. Too bad.
My Schwanz grows.
Every time.
This conversation is making my Schwanz grow. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking about Schwanz, and I'm like, holy cow, it's like eggplant. which has, yeah. Schwanz. How do you spell Schwanz?
SCH
Yeah.
W A
Yeah.
N
Uh-huh.
Z.
Schwanz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect Schwanz.
That's perfect Schwanz. Schwanz. So your C, so your W's sound like a V for us, huh? Schwanz. And
Yeah.
and your C is kind of silent, so it's like Schwanz. It's nice.
SCH is sh, like your SH.
So should I add a C into my name? So when I spell my name,
Yeah.
it should be like. This is my German name. So that we're clear. So when I'm in
Yeah, that's how
Germany,
it should be.
I'm gonna tell everybody my name is Shon. Yeah, that's all I got.
It also means already. Like schon is how we pronounce it.
Like schon already? That means already.
Yeah. Yeah, like bist du schon da? Are you there yet? Yeah, or yet, I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm omnipresent, like a god, where like I'm always ready, and it's like Shon. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. What do you want us to teach you? What other German words?
I have a good one.
Okay, let's hear
Okay.
it. I'm excited.
Orchkatzschwof.
Alkapschworf.
I don't even
Oh.
understand that shit because that's Bavarian.
That's a very
Bavarian. That's not even German.
Orchkatzschwof.
Alkapschworf.
Orchkatzschwof.
All captains are short.
All captains are short. When we started the conversation, you talked about not hunting squirrels.
Yeah, I don't hunt squirrels, no.
Yeah. And the Orchkatzschwof is the tail of the squirrel.
Oh man, that's sad.
Squirrel is a damn hard word to say when you're from Germany and you just want to say it like squirrel. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Skrillex.
So if,
All German Eichhörnchen. You dubstep.
Eichhörnchen.
So yeah, I don't want to hunt squirrels. And squirrels' tails are super cute, so I would absolutely keep a squirrel's tail if the squirrel was attached to tail and was like snuggling with my neck. Because I look at it like this: if I had tamed 700 squirrels and I blow a whistle and 700 squirrels come and jump on top of me and create a living squirrel blanket, how badass would that be? Or like I just go, and then 700 squirrels just cuddle with me and they make a living squirrel blanket, and our warmth together, we just like. Any weather. I'm just like walking down the street and I got a living squirrel jacket and people are like, that's fucked up. Squirrels have lives too. And I'm just kind of like, no, these are all living, man. Check it out. This is Fred. Hey, Fred, say hi. He's like, I'm like, yeah, Fred. Fred. You hear what he said? Crazy bastard. Look at him. And I just kind of pet him and they all hang out with me. That would be
It
awesome.
sounds like the do you know Scraps?
Scraps? No.
Scraps. The TV show.
Oh yeah, Scrubs. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
the
my
janitor
Scrubs.
also.
The janitor collected squirrels, but they were dead. And
Oh.
Textermeint? In Germany we say ausgestopft.
I was just shocked.
Taxidermy.
Ausgestopft. Taxidermy.
Oh, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they stuff dead animals so that they can
Yes.
display them. It's a very morbid field. But yeah.
And he also wanted to have an army of squirrels, but they don't will work as a blanket because they're dead.
Yeah, I want to have a different whistle for every animal in the world. And they like 700 squirrels, got it. Maybe 3 Bengal tigers. I'm like, and then like 3 Bengal tigers come and jump on me and then just kind of like, I'm there, you know? And then like, they're not eating me, we're just like cuddle buddies. And then they take off and they go back into the jungle and hang out in India. And then, I don't know, like, it'd be awesome to walk down the street and there's 3 Bengal tigers hanging on your back. Just, what's up guys? It's like, people are trying to throw paint on you, but the tiger roars at them and they realize it's alive and they pee their pants. That'd be super funny to me.
We talked about it.
In my head, you're like the animal Power Ranger. The Power Rangers, they all have robots, and they can form the Megazord, and you just do that with animals.
Yeah.
You have those 800 squirrels and the Bengal tigers, and they just form Bengal squirrel tigers.
Well, normally there's 5 rangers, but that's because the 6th ranger got cut out to reduce the rating. So like, children couldn't watch the 6th ranger because it was too. Well, let's just say this: the 6th ranger is for reproduction, and so what they did was they got rid of the 6th ranger because like that part of the Power Rangers when they formed the Megazord was not appropriate for children to be seeing a 6th ranger just.
In Germany, we say the sixth. Germany, we say the sixth ranger. So ein Jarak.
Yeah. 6th. You got it. Yeah, the 6th ranger got cut quick. Fleshy bastard.
Can you pronounce Yarak?
Yarak.
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 Now you can say dick in Turkish.
Ah, Yarak.
Yarak.
Yarak. Okay, so wait, I got a question. Like, how do you know how to say dick in 32 languages? Like, that sounds like almost an obsession at some point.
Yeah. I'm crazy about dick.
Yeah. Well,
Afterwards, everybody will think, oh my god, I think he's pretty gay. I'm pretty sure he's gay, but I'm not gay.
And that's okay. I don't know. I mean, in this podcast alone, I think I said I like schwanz at least 10 times. So I mean, like, yeah. So it's okay. I support whatever you want to believe yourself as. I tell people I like to identify myself as a tree sometimes. So like sometimes I want to identify myself as a tree and just sit there in the jungle and let the wind blow me.
like Mother Nature?
And I love Mother Nature. You know, like I told you several times, I love Mother Nature. I'm absolutely a fan of it. Yeah. Which is funny because like the way we've been talking right now about I haven't killed squirrels and stuff like that, you'd think that I'm a vegetarian, and I'm not. But I just haven't ever really gone. I haven't gone hunting ever. Which is weird. I mean, I guess as a military guy in special forces, I've hunted people, which is creepy. So let's just leave it at that. But other than that, I like Mother Nature and I like the way she makes things happen. So
Yeah.
I like to identify as a tree and get blown by Mother Nature.
After this podcast, I like to identify myself as a Diana Ross fan.
Okay. And that's the way.
I just had a moment of enlightenment around 2 weeks ago, and I just realized why Diana Ross is so big in the gay community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she has a song which is "I'm Coming Out," and it's like this whole song is "I'm coming out," and that's
I get it.
the whole point of the song. And afterwards, I just realized, damn, now I know why she's so big in the gay community.
I mean, can you imagine being, I don't know how to politically put this correctly, so I'm just going to kind of come out, and I hope I don't, like the people that watch this in the future, I hope they don't get offended by this, because I don't mean it to be offensive, but like, can you imagine being different than everybody else, and you want to fit in, but you just don't, you know? And then like, at one point in your life, you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm coming out. And like at that point in your life, it's so pivotal because you probably found other people that were similar to you that like, let's just celebrate. You know what I mean? Like that feeling alone probably tastes like cotton candy in my mind. If you like cotton candy, like that's the way I would think. You know what I mean? Like that's a big deal. And so I applaud people that like, hey, you know what? If you're gonna change or not change because you probably are always that way, but if you're going to make a change in your life and make it very overt instead of like hidden behind things, then I absolutely support that. Like, go for it, man. You know?
Yeah.
But do you know I'm Coming Out from Diana Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's the whole vibe of this song. The whole vibe. I'm coming out. I feel like ecstasy. Something like that.
I'm all about
Yeah,
it.
it takes balls.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very hard.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and in some families, like, not necessarily all, but some families, like, when you do come out, like you're getting shunned from your family, like your parents are refusing you, and like, you know, and there's a lot of things that you have to consider into that. It's not just you that you're affecting. Like, you might never talk to your parents again. You don't know how that might feel. You know, it's like you want to, but your parents might not accept you, and that's pretty frightening, you know, for some people. Some people are just kind of like, eh. Can I take a break for 1 second?
Yeah, we had technical difficulties at this point. So this is the end, my friend. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being on our show, to Shon. And we'd love to have you back soon. Leute, ich switche jetzt wieder zum Deutschen. Danke, dass ihr zugehört habt. Moritz begleitet euch jetzt noch in eure wohlverdiente Freizeit. Schaltet bald wieder eure Endgeräte ein, euer Spotify, eure YouTube-Maschine. Bleibt uns treu, abonniert uns auf Instagram. Der ganze Scheiß. Haut rein.
Also, auf Wiedersehen, Freunde. Schön, dass ihr heute wieder mit dabei wart. Es war uns eine Freude, dass ihr jetzt mit so viel Elan wie von einem Karnevalsansager jetzt verabschiedet werdet in einen wunderschönen guten Tag, guten Abend oder was auch immer für euch jetzt im Anschluss ansteht. Wir wünschen euch einen wunderschönen restlichen Tag und ein wunderschönes restliches Leben, ihr süßen Mäuse.
I'll try and say it with a German accent. Stein auf Eimer. Stein auf Eimer.